show, joining us.
That's right. Founder and host of the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur. He joins us live from the media room down there at the Democratic debate. Cenk, the debate's about to start. What do you expect to see tonight, and what do you think needs to happen?
So there's a number of things we're going to look out for here. First of all, it looks like Pete Buttigieg has decided that he's going to out himself as a conservative Democrat. And so he put out an ad attacking Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren on Medicare for All. So he's going to go with a well-worn Klobuchar/Hickenlooper tactic. See if that gets him an extra 0.5%. Good luck with that. And so that'll be interesting to see how aggressive he is, because he just normally plays softball. I'm really smart. Why don't you just vote for me? Now that he's giving his policy positions, we're going to get a little bit more clarity on that. Obviously, everybody's looking to see if Bernie's healthy. He's healthier now than he was before the stents were put in. I don't think that's going to be an issue, and I think he's going to get past that fairly quickly. And then we have a new leader. Elizabeth Warren's the leader of the pack now. New poll out. She's beating Biden in a national poll by 10 points, and Biden has slipped to third. Sanders has now passed him in the George Washington University poll nationally. So I don't know if the anchors are clued into that or care about that. They'll likely still treat Biden as the front runner. But the reality is we have a new front runner, and it's Elizabeth Warren.
Well, and we had Hunter Biden, of course, doing that big interview this morning. I'd say it was a mixed bag for him. I don't think it really helped Joe Biden's case whatsoever. How do you think this night is going to go for former vice president?
Yeah, look, I don't know that it's going to come up much from the other candidates, because they're going to be reluctant to back up a Donald Trump talking point. Now, you and I know in reality there was nothing criminal in what Hunter Biden did. On the other hand, taking $50,000 a month from a company you don't know anything about is clearly using your name to make money. We all know that. Every real person knows that. And so they're damned if they do, damned if they don't once Trump brings up Hunter Biden. But I don't think any of the Democrats will go in that direction. I'm sure the moderators will ask him. I think Biden's problem is not that. Biden's problem is once you slip to number 2, you're going to keep on slipping. Joe Biden doesn't have a comeback left in him. And now in the last poll, he's at number 3. I've always said if he went to number 2, he was going to go to number 22. Well, we're on that road now. That's his real problem.
And so, Cenk, what we've seen basically is that Biden put his whole candidacy based on electability, and that the moment that he starts to slip, that he's going to have a real problem here. So it's his night to lose. Who else is it their night to lose, in your opinion?
Yeah, so it's a good question. Look, now that Elizabeth Warren's the presumptive nominee, presumptive nominee is a little too strong, but clearly the front runner. She has more pressure on her. She seems to have handled all the pressure exceedingly well in all the debates. If you said who's the winner of all the debates combined, I think you'd almost certainly have to say Elizabeth Warren. But along with that tag will come more scrutiny, more questions, more critical look at her. So she's got the most to lose. In terms of the most to gain, you've got, the Tulsi Gabbards and the Tom Steyers. Will they choose to be aggressive? With Tulsi, almost certainly yes. Who she hits is a totally different question. That's a total wild card. I don't know who she's going to hit. She's been weirdly soft against Biden, but she's pulverized Kamala Harris and others. So I'm looking forward to those wild cards. It seems like Steyer's people are saying they're not really going to attack. But this is last chance saloon for a lot of these guys. So that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go hard, but they have to do something. They have to give people a reason to vote for them. If you're polling at 2% or lower, this might be the last stop.
Yeah, a number of these folks haven't made the next debate stage. Tulsi, when she was with us, sort of previewed a potential attack on Elizabeth Warren, so I wouldn't be surprised if she went there. Obviously the centrist attacks on Elizabeth Warren are only going to help her. Every single debate, they've tried to come after her, tried to come after Bernie on Medicare for All. It's only made the two of them stronger. But do you think that there is a line of attack that would be challenging for Elizabeth Warren and potentially damaging for her?
Yes and no. So, look, you guys are 100% right. Any attack from the right wing of the Democratic Party, which is all of them except Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, is going to hurt the person doing the attacking rather than the person getting attacked. So, in terms of saying, oh, you guys want to give the people too much health care, you want to try to save the planet too aggressively, all those attacks will fail. So Buttigieg coming at them from the right is a guaranteed losing strategy. In terms of what could land on Elizabeth Warren, it's not so much that an attack would be effective as much as Bernie Sanders just simply more forcefully taking a different lane. So Elizabeth Warren has done a great job of being progressive, but not alienating the Democratic Party. That's probably the right line to walk in this campaign. But Bernie can beat her if he says full-blown populism. I'm a populist. There's corruption in the Republican Party, but I got bad news for you guys. There's also corruption in the Democratic Party, and I'm not going to stand for it. And if anyone's in the way, I'm going to mow them down, because we're going to have a real revolution here, and we're going to make sure that we're going to end all the corruption. If he goes 100% populist, then he's the only one with a chance to beat Warren.
So right before we go, Cenk, why is it that you think that it's the right tactic in order to make sure that you can be both the progressive and work with the Democratic establishment? It's a hot debate in the progressive movement right now.
I'm not saying that it's the right tactic policy-wise, and I'm actually worried about it when she becomes president. If you try to work with the Democratic Party, they'll, well, I'll be polite, they'll smile you to death, okay? But the reality is Pelosi, Schumer, all those folks, Dianne Feinstein, Chris Coons, they don't want to get anything done. They're 100% set against progressive policies. So if Elizabeth Warren is president and she buys into that, we're toast. We're not going to get anything done if she buys into it. But in terms of politics, what it does is it doesn't alienate the people who are actually progressive, which is almost all of the Democratic voters. But it also doesn't alienate the Democratic voters who are progressive, but still have some love for the Democratic Party, and they're a little too afraid to go full Bernie Sanders, full revolution. So politically, it's probably the right line to walk if you want to win the most amount of votes.
Yeah, but I think you're absolutely right. If Sanders wants to win, he's got to go full populist. He's got to draw that distinction and really go all the way in. Cenk, we know you're busy. We love that you stopped by. Thank you so much. You're often right about these things, so we love getting your insights.
Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it.